All right, welcome everybody to the toolkit. This toolkit module, we are talking about video sales letters, creating your video sales letter for buyers and for sellers. If you remember in a previous coaching call, we talked about the concept of having $100 messages versus $1 messages, and that you really want to take the time and the effort to think about what it is you're going to be saying to your potential prospects. So as we go through this, I've developed a tool that's going to walk you through step by step so you can create those $100 messages. And it starts with a $100 message generator. And remember what we're doing. We're creating a script, or the way I look at it is bullets of what are the 3 to 7 main reasons why somebody should choose to do business with you. Essentially, you're trying to answer this question. Why should I buy a boat or list a boat with you versus any and every other option? So that includes, why should I buy from you versus buying from a dealer, versus buying from a private seller, versus not buying a boat at all? Why should I list my boat with you versus selling it on my own, versus trading it in, versus using one of the other discount services that are out there? So you want to look at it from your customer standpoint, and you want to create a $100 message. So there's just some questions in here, and some of them may apply to you, some of them may not. Don't get thrown off if it talks about something that you say, there's no way we can do that. I want you to remember, push outside your comfort zone, as we talked about in the very first call. Push outside your comfort zone, and just answer the questions and think not within the box that you live in today, but think from your customer standpoint. What would be a dream come true? What would be a perfect situation? And start answering these questions based on what you could potentially do, what you already do, and what your customers and your prospects would find extremely valuable. And somewhere in the middle of there lies a great $100 message. So you've got these questions to answer. And if there's other questions that kind of pop in your mind, I see one of the values of having me during this process is not only to guide you along, but to ask you the questions to get you thinking in a different way than what your normal everyday thought process goes through. So that's the $100 message generator, the risk reversal generator. This is the one that's really going to seem way outside your comfort zone. You're going to say, hey, we can't reverse the risk. We don't even own these boats. We're brokering these boats. We're offering these boats on consignment. And there's no way we can reverse the risk. Well, I want you to think about, is there anything at all that you can do? And I'm going to ask you some questions that you're going to feel are way outside. He doesn't understand the industry. Well, I do. I just want you to think about any ways that you can reduce the risk for your buyers, okay? Now, some of them, we may not come up with a risk reversal strategy, but if you start thinking this way, maybe there's some positioning that we can do based on how you already operate your business, or you could potentially change the way you operate your business. How's your brokerage unique? Have you won any awards? Do you have a certification? Do you have a ton of experience? Do you specialize? Have you served a lot of people over the last 20 years? What can you say that nobody else can say, that your competition can't say, that dealers can't say, that other brokers can't say? What can you say that nobody else can say? And then we take the answers to all of those, and you start zeroing in on the USPs, or what I call in my book, the unique selling points. You can see this is the generator draft number 1. So you take your top 8 unique selling points, any risk reversals, any awards, and you list those out, and you try to write them in a clear and concise way that's going to lead you to something that is very powerful, that is very persuasive and very impactful, being very specific, doing what I call feature benefit statements. Think of a basic sales skill. You don't say we're a CPYB broker, we're a certified professional yacht broker, because that doesn't mean anything to anybody. You have to tell them what's the benefit. That's the feature, that you're a CPYB certified, but what's the benefit? And you've got to add that what the transition I use as I'm writing my first draft is usually, which means to you means, which means for you, and then you position the feature into a benefit for your prospect. And that's step one. Step two, you start narrowing it in. You tighten up the way you talk about things. You maybe combine a couple into a single statement. And your statements are just, a sentence, maybe 2 or 3 sentences, probably no more than 5 or 6. And you try to get them just clear, concise, and focus on those really top unique selling points. And you want to create at least 3, but no more than 7. Okay. So at least 3, you have to have 3 reasons why somebody should do business with you, but you don't want to go more than 7. That starts to get to be too much. And you really want to focus on those biggest, most impactful ones for buyers and for sellers, right? Then you come up with your final draft, your unique selling points for buyers and for sellers. And once you've created that, you have something that you can use in all of your marketing, in all of your sales presentations, in all of the canning and cloning that we're going to be doing. This is the foundation of it, okay? And then you ultimately come up with the final script for your video. Now, here's the great thing about the video script is you've done the work to create the unique selling points, and all you need to do is have that intro, the transition, which is the important things. Let me tell you 7 important things you need to know about ABC Brokerage before buying your next boat, when you're doing the sellers, before selling your boat. And then you've got a call to action. You can see the call to action there. Join our exclusive VIP pre-owned watch list to find the perfect vessel for you. To join, give me a call, email me, or stop in our office at blank, and then you state the hours if you accept, if you have an office that's appropriate to have people stop in. And what you've just created is a video script. Now, here's what I want you to do. We'll go to the next one. On the listing script, I've actually, because listing is a little bit more universal, there are just certain things that people that are selling a boat need to have or want to have. And I've given you some fill in the blank templates for the USPs there that maybe fit your business. If they don't, just swap them out with ones that do. You change the important things to before selling your boat, and then your call to action is a little different as well. Okay, so that's the tool. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go through the process for both buyers and sellers, and I want you to just focus on those 2 markets. Over time, you can narrow it and niche it even more. You buyers and sellers of certain types of vessels, certain regional markets, if you have reps in different areas. But right now, I want you to focus on the sellers and the buyers, because that will be the base of everything that you do. But really think, really stretch, think about what you already do, think about what you could potentially do, and think about what your prospects really, really want, and find the best sales presentation that you can. Because once you've created this, one, you have the script for your video, which is going to go on the buyer and seller sales page that we talked about in this toolkit as well. You've got essentially the copy, the text that goes on that same page, but you also have some highlights that you can use throughout your other ads, that you can use throughout your emails, your follow-up systems, that you can, frankly, you can use these when you do this right. You use these same points in your sales presentation. And that's why this is actually easier than it looks, because you probably already have a pretty good idea of what those main selling points that you talk about in your listing presentations, in your when you're trying to get buyers or when you're selling a particular vessel. We know these inherently, but what I want to do is I want to perfect it. I want to say it in the best possible way that you can say it for your brokerage, and get it down and can it and clone it. Remember how we talked about that in the sales call? We're canning and cloning your perfect sales presentation. And now once you've created it, it's up on your website. You've got the video. You can direct people to it that are in your sales funnel. You can direct new prospects to it. You can direct people to it from your listings. You can direct people to it from social media. There's a lot of different ways you can use it once it's created and canned and cloned. And now you have a very powerful, a very persuasive sales page to go into the entire mix of your marketing program. So now every new lead that you get for years to come receives the perfect sales pitch for your brokerage. Now, of course, you're going to have some personalization when you do your one-on-one pitch, but they've been positioned. They've been pre-sold. They know what you're all about. The heavy lifting has been done for you. So here's what I want you to do. Go through the tool. I want you to get it all the way down to your final script for buyers and for sellers. And then I want you to send it to me. I want you to send it to me so I can make some comments on it, review it. Maybe there's some minor tweaks. This could be a great opportunity to use one of your phone calls and get on the phone with me and talk through it. Kind of, do some massaging on the the way you say things. The wording makes a difference. In sales, we all know that using the right words and the wrong words can have a significant impact on our success. So we want to use the best words possible to create our $100 messages. Once you've sent it to me, then I want you to go ahead and shoot the video just like we did on the lead magnet video for buyers and sellers, where you do point by point. You do the intro, then you do the transition of important things, then you do your unique selling point 1, unique selling point 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then your call to action. You do those all in just little snippets so you don't have to memorize a whole long script. You merge it together in YouTube, and now you've got a canned and cloned sales tool that you can use in a number of different ways in your boat business. Okay, so that is the action item for this piece of the toolkit. Just scan it and email it to me. If you want to type it out in Word, you can do that and email it to me so I can take a look at your unique selling points, make sure everything's dialed in. If you want to adjust the intro, important things, and call to action, feel free to do that with what makes the most sense for your business. But the VIP expert, honest, and accurate market evaluation is a great call to action for listings, and the VIP pre-owned watch list is a great call to action for buyers. Maybe you have a little bit different twist on it. Whatever you want to do, send me your results and I'll take a look. And then once you complete the video, which is also part of this toolkit, there's not another section where I'm going to walk you through the video, because I did that in the lead magnet, kind of showed you how to do it. And you've got the Ninja Video Marketing System. But then go ahead and set up, record it with the nice backdrop, record that, get it on YouTube, and get that up on your website, and then send me the video. Send me the video either as a direct link to the video, or you can put it up on your web page and send me the whole web page, and I can take a look at that as well. So there you go. This one is awesome. I mean, think about having your perfect sales presentation canned and cloned for your brokerage. So when you have that new broker that comes in, they have a tool that can help them convert. Utilize your top brokers. Ask them, hey, what's your sales presentation look like? What kind of scripting do you use? What are your main points? So pull in the resources of your entire organization to create these unique selling points, because they really should be universal to your organization. And what you may find is just the exercise of doing this, doing the exercise and sharing with all your brokers will have a significant impact on their results, because, oh, I haven't been using that one. I haven't been using that as a selling point. They might not refer them to as unique selling points, but I haven't used that in my sales presentation. And now you're sharing that knowledge, but you're also canning and cloning it so everybody can use it. If you want, you can have your reps record individual videos, and they can make their own pages. Or as an owner, you can do it yourself and you're basically taking on the personality of the organization, or your reps can do it individually. But either way, it's essentially the same exact script. Maybe one rep will have a little bit different unique selling point than another based on experience or specialty. But the foundation is there. So there you go.